If you're like me, we all have plenty of pieces of paper that are covered in the most lovely gel prints. How do we use them? Well, if you're like me too, you probably have loads of stuff in your house that you just sling out. Or you think, what can I do with that? It's such a waste. Well, there's these little cardboard canisters that this one came with some perfume in it. They come with coffee in them, hot chocolate in them, but they're sturdy, lovely little things. And I decided this morning to cover one of the ones after I finished a bottle of perfume with a roll-off sheet that I selected from my huge supply of pictures. Anyway, as you can see, I've pattern matched this. And I used the swoop here of the brayer mark as the point that I wanted to sort of highlight on this design. There's all sorts of texture and pattern in this. It's not perfect because it's a take-off sheet. I had to kind of Heath Robinson the top because I'd run out of paper, and I've painted the bottom. It needs another coat. Here's one I made before, and this is like a botanical print. As you can see, it lines up perfectly with the print. I think they're really quite effective. This one I use for pencils. Other ones that I've made, I've used to give as gifts and put little scarves in. You can put socks in them. If you can get hold of these from anywhere that has them, even more the better. Yeah, so I'm going to show you what I did. So first off, I am laying the sheet around the canister, and I'm trying to work out how much I need, and I'm interested in that swooping line there. Now I don't want to have a load of excess sitting underneath it because I don't want it to be lumpy. So I decided to cut around the swoop of the brayer mark. Trimming off that excess bit there, and then I'm going to check it again against the canister to see how that looks, because I'm not sure if I want the full swoop or if I want some of that yellow still incorporated in it. So back again, you can see that piece of paper was used as an image transfer as well, so always not want not. So I'm looking there and I think, do you know what? I'm going to go with that full swoop. So I'm going to trim this up again and also see how much excess I want to cut off here, because yeah, I don't want it too bulky. Now, as with all of these cutting projects, take your time. Because if you cut too much off, then there's no going back. So I keep checking, and then I get even more paranoid about this. And start measuring like crazy. Use your cutting mat, all those little boxes and squares on there. If you keep everything lined up to them, you should be able to cut a totally plumb line. All those lines on there are there to help you. I think I've got that all set up on the centimetre side. So each one of those squares is a centimetre. And each one of the big squares, I think, is 5 centimetres. So you can see I'm going to need to cut that back on, shorten the other side. But because I've got the swoop there, don't cut too much off. I need to go to the edge of that. And I also need to trim off the excess white at the bottom. So here I am trimming that off. Wrapping it around again just to see how that comes up on the canister. I'm just working out now how to deal with that swoop at the top. And again, making sure that it's nicely lined up, nice and square before I cut. So just to make sure I get this totally right, I'm just running a very, very faint pencil line along the side here, because I'm going to cut a swoop on the other side. Now, I must admit this really did kind of worry me, because I was, if I cut this too short, then it's all over. But I gave myself a little bit of excess here, maybe a couple of mil excess. Even then I was worried that this wasn't going to work. And you don't want too much pencil on there, because you don't want to see that. So I've wrapped that around, and oh, is it going to fit? Is it going to fit? Oh, relief. Very close indeed. But just what I wanted. Anyway, now what I'm going to do is apply some acrylic glue to this, and I'm also, before I do that, I'm going to trim off the top and trim all this excess off that I don't need. Do all your cutting while your paper's dry before you add any of the acrylic on, because it will just all go to mush and you won't be able to cut it. So I'm going to speed this up now. Okay, so I continue carefully measuring up. And I'm going to keep that little strip of paper to deal with the lid. Now I'm going to lightly sand the canister. In hindsight, really, I should have maybe put some gesso on it, but I had the sander there and it just seemed like a good idea at the time. And now I'm just going to lightly coat the paper with some matte medium. I'm just going to let it sit there for a sec. After I've put that on, it should help the paper expand a little bit to try and possibly get, stop getting any cockling in the paper as you apply it to the canister afterwards. But anyway, not too much because you don't want it squirting out all over the place. That's a nice even layer. Now I'm going to use a gel medium now on the canister because it's slightly thicker and it goes on, it's quite tacky, and you seem to have a bit more control, and it's not so slippery. So I'm giving that light coat all over, but a fairly generous light coating, but not too much that it squirts out again all over the place. You can see that label on the bottom of the canister, but I couldn't get that off, which was a shame. It was firmly glued on. So just put a touch more on. You can see I'm not putting a huge amount on there, but just to refresh that because it had started to go off a little bit. And then I'm going to, I've lined up the seam on that box. And now I'm going to use the weight of me pushing down on this to make sure that that goes nice and smoothly around the canister with no air bubbles. And that seemed to have gone on really nicely. I'm really pleased with how that went on. And it was neatly lined up against the bottom, and I've got a little bit of excess on the top, and I'm going to show you now what I did with that to deal with that. But first, let it dry a bit so it's a bit more rigid to work with. I also ran my finger along just to identify where that little groove is. So it's dried a little bit. I could have probably let it dry some more. And I've gone along with my craft knife and I'm very gently cutting into that groove. Very gently. You can see it slightly tore there a little bit because it is still a little bit damp. Acrylic medium takes a little bit longer to go off really than the actual acrylic paint. But I'm gently going around. I must have it right up by my face here because it's not in shot. Sorry guys. Here we go. I remembered that I was filming. And there we go, that's released. So again, I'll let that sit for a little while I thought about how to deal with the lid. So what I decided to do with the lid was use there's a piece of scrap paper, and it wasn't big enough. It wasn't even a half circle, so I managed to get 3 circles out, or 3 part circles out of that thin strip. And I worked out if I laid them down like this and stuck a little triangle in the middle, it would cover the lid. Now I made a bit of an error there. I should have, when I put this all together, that little triangle should have gone on first. But you'll see what I did anyway. So I used the scissors to snip around the top. Not all the way down to the edge, but I left a couple of mil gap before the top of the canister. Otherwise you'd have seen the splits down the side of the item. So I'm just snipping in all the way around. And you can see I can fold it over the top now. But because there's a ton of excess on there now, it's easy for me because of all those little flaps. I can just get the scissors in there and trim around and leave, you know, a little bit, not too much, just enough to glue it down. And I'm covering the top with some more gel medium, getting it nice and sticky, getting down into that little crevice down the top of the lid as well, just to make sure that it's nice and firmly stuck, and then just pushing it over the top. And then I'm going to use a old store card to smush it down so it's nice and tight, but just be careful because again, the glue makes the paper a bit more fragile because this is only copier paper. And you can use all kinds of paper for this. Tea bag paper's great, sumi paper's good, tissue paper's a little bit more delicate, but I have done a whole box covered in tissue, and it's a lovely medium to work with. So I'm trimming this up here a little bit. Just to make those circles fit, because there's a little touch of overhang there. I want it nice and neat. Again, just trimming that little excess bit off there, just to keep it nice and neat on the top, because it will fit. Still more. Now here's where I think I should have put the little triangle on first, in the middle, but I didn't. Anyway, I've applied some more gel medium onto the top, got it around the edges so it sticks nice and tightly, and then I've worked out how I want these little half circles to sit on there. More medium, get it nice and sticky. It protects it ultimately in the end anyway. So I'm just finishing this up, gluing the top bit down. And there you have it. I'll finish this off when it's bone dry with some acrylic varnish. Just make sure you get some glue into all the little nooks and crannies. But it's a great way to upcycle, guys. Give it a go. You can use some of your more fancy sheets rather than the take-off sheet that I chose, but it did match my bedroom decor, so that's why that was chosen. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is just a little short way of how to spend a wet morning in London. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, hit subscribe. I'll be loading up some different projects and ideas for you to do over the next few months. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions or any ideas, stick them in the comments. Thanks ever so much, guys. Bye.